Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Modeling League's Blood Bowl 3. Just 2 games left in the season. My goodness gracious. And they're both going to be really good games tonight. I mean, we've got 2 literal champions, don't we? Tonight, we've got the Masters of MAML versus the Knights of Nuffle, El Marino versus Clypheus, Dark Elves versus Brett. Let's take a look at this bracket, how it has shaken out this season. There you can see the top 4 teams left in this 3rd season of the league. Tonight we're going to have the 3rd place consolation match. The Masters of MAML are going to be duking it out with the Knights of Nuffle to see who ends the season in 3rd place. Both of these coaches, El Marino and Clypheus, no stranger to top 4s, no stranger to the Blood Bowl. In fact, both these coaches faced off in the championship match of last year's, or not last year, I guess it really was last year, but last season's championship. They lost to That's Kind of Catchy and the Dinner Bell Darlings. That's Kind of Catchy Sweet Bunnies team. A Dark Elf team will be facing off against the Dinner Bell Darlings, Doug the Minotaur's Dwarven team in this year's championship game. And you can see the Knights of Nuffle made it out of the lower bracket, defeating Artificial Bunnies, Mootland Scout Troop number 079, a halfling team of all things, to advance into the upper bracket. And now he's here duking it out for 3rd. He's the current league champion. We're going to have a new league champion this season, but Clypheus is going to see if he can finish in the top 3 in maybe what might be the final season of Blood Bowl 2. We'll see. First up, the home team for this evening, the Masters of MAML. They're coming in the TV of 2020. That turned out that wasn't such a good year. 2020, 13-player roster, I think. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 players indeed. 13-player roster. He has 2 Witch Elves. He has 4 Blitzers, an Assassin. Everybody else is a lineman. 3 team rerolls, 1 Oppo, 10 Fan Factor. Gosh. Oh, this roster's disgusting. He's had a whole season to level this team up. He'll be up against the Knights of Nuffle, a Brett team coming in at 15-20 tonight. Clypheus' team, also 13 players on the roster, 4 Blitzers, 4 blockers, and the rest linemen. 2 team rerolls for the Knights of Nuffle, 9 Fan Factor this evening. How are the 2 teams going to play? Well, the Masters of MAML, do they have anything on their stadium? They do not. Castle Grayskull has not been leveled up, and really, what do you need to level up about Castle Grayskull? It's already magnificent. But this Dark Elf team, yes, they are an Elven team. Yes, they are a high agility team. I think they're going to be the Bashy team this evening. Kindred, welcome to the stream. Nice looking elves. Brett's look TV efficient. Indeed, they do. And this Dark Elf team looks looks really scary. You can see all but 2 players on this roster have block, and most of these players with block are also blodgers. They have block and dodge. That means only a POW on the die roll is going to knock them down tonight. Tila, the Witch Elf, is a level 4 Witch Elf. These Witch Elves come with Frenzy. They come with dodge. They come with jump up. She also has block, sidestep, and tackle. The Sorceress, the level 3 Witch Elf, has picked up Wrestle and Juggernaut. He has Skeletor, who has remained on this roster despite my protest. You know what? Good for you, Skeletor. He is injured. He's down to an AG of 3, but he's a blodger with sidestep, and he has proven very useful for El Marino this season. Whiplash, the number 14 lineman's picked up an extra point of strength, while Argphil, number 13, is level 4, has picked up an extra point of AG. That is absolutely disgusting. Has sure hands on Argphil as well. The Assassin hasn't seen a lot of use. The Assassin has shadowing and stab. This roster, right? You're up, or rather, Clypheus is up against this team that is just full of blodgers, has a bunch of wrestle players. He's got Duncan, right? He's got Duncan with leap and strip ball, right? So that's his cage buster. He-Man with mighty blow. This is going to be the Bashy team this evening. El Marino is absolutely going to want to try to collapse on the offense. When the Masters of MAML are in defense, they're going to try to collapse on the offense. They're going to try to get their hits if they can, and they want to pulverize them, smash them into the grass. The problem is that El Marino is up against a pitch control team this evening. So this Brett team, you can see they're kind of interesting, right? The linemen have fend, the blockers have wrestle, and these blitzers have block and catch and dauntless, right? So you've got these linemen who can prevent players from following up on a block. You have these blockers that can make both downs safe. They all are level 2 with guard as well. That's a very good pickup by Clyphus. I think blockers with wrestle and guard makes them very, very potent. Guard means that they'll give the assist no matter whether they are marked or not. And then he has these 4 blitzers that are kind of the stars of the show. They have block. 3 of them have dodge, of course, to make them blodgers. And he's going to use these positionals in very different ways, but he needs to combine them in his strategy in such a way that he can carve out chunks of the pitch and secure it on offense, while on defense he just needs to control the pitch to try to close in on the opposing offense. That can be very, very tricky to do with this team. Clypheus obviously has done it to great advantage and to great skill, making it all the way here to his final match of the season, duking it out for 3rd place. He's also picking up 500K in petty cash this evening, 500,000 gold. You know what? I don't say this too often, but 500K can pick him up the star, the legend, Griff Oberwald, MA of 7, strength of 4, AG of 4, AV of 8. He's a blodger with fend. He has sure feet and sprint. 320K, that still leaves plenty of room for a wizard if he wishes. If he's just looking for the extra point of strength, I think he can do better in Buffy the Vampire Zara. Zara the Slayer clocks in at 270, I believe. He can pick her up instead. He's not going to get his Nuffle Altar tonight. He's not the home team tonight. But he really needs to watch out for El Nubarino being the aggressor, and he's going to have a game plan for how to counter that aggression. If El Nubarino comes in hot on defense, let's say Clypheus is on offense, if El Nubarino comes in hot and takes a bunch of marks, then Clypheus is going to have a plan for opening up the hole and running to daylight. He doesn't really have the speed advantage either, so the only way that's going to work is if he can control a section of the pitch. If he gets encircled, say at mid-pitch, or maybe on the right side of the pitch, something like that, he's going to need to find a way to get that ball either across the defensive line or to the other side of the pitch and carve out a bit of that to keep his player safe for a turn so he can move that ball down pitch. And a big way he can do that is with Chthonic. He has AG4 on Chthonic, which is great. He's a blodger that keeps it, he's resilient. He does have catch, but really he's got nerves of steel and accurate. This makes him an excellent passer. If he decides to pick up Griff Oberwald, that's a pretty deadly combo. That means now he can really threaten both the running game and the passing game, and that's going to force El Nubarino to maybe rethink his defense and start having to screen out the pitch. And if he has to screen out the pitch, he can't get super, super aggressive. So we'll see if that's the way Clypheus goes tonight. I don't think we've ever seen Griff Oberwald ever taken in the league. I would love to see Griff. I actually have a mini of Griff that I put together that I want to try to paint. I love Griff. But we'll see what Clypheus wants to do. Honestly, I think El Nubarino, really, if he's given the opportunity, he wants to bash down this opposing team. If Clypheus won't let him do that, he's going to have to find a way to make that happen. He's got the 3 TRRs. He's got that cage-busting Duncan. If things go his way, we're not going to see a lot of Brett players on the pitch. So without further ado, let's head over to Cabal TV. Let's see if the coaches are ready in Discord. Indeed they are. The penultimate game in the season. 3rd place consolation match after tonight's matchup. All that's left is the championship game. It has been a fantastic season. Lots of new coaches. Everybody's been friendly and competitive, and I've seen so many new strategies and new tech and just lots and lots and lots of really interesting teams. You know, we saw the halflings take to the pitch. We saw goblins take to the pitch. It's been an absolute blast. It's been really fun to watch this season play out. Of course, it's always a little sad when the season ends, but it's also very, very exciting to think about what next season will be like. 500K in petty cash. I would be flabbergasted if Glyphius isn't picking up a wizard this evening. Oh, how much money does he have in the treasury? Let's see. Nothing. He's got nothing. He's got 30K in the treasury. That's enough to buy lunch for the team when the game's over. All right, waiting for the game to start. The inducement phase underway. Clive is choosing his 500K in inducements. He can pick up any star player he wants. He can pick up, everybody can pick up Morg. I really doubt he'll pick up Morgan Thorg. Griff Oberwald is an option. Zara the Slayer is an option. Who else can Brett pick up? I think they can pick up Willow, Dulfar, someone else. I don't remember. All right, waiting for the inducement phase to finish up here. Unfortunately, we can't watch the inducement phase. I hope that's something they allow in Blood Bowl 3. SB Beer says, I'm pretty sure he's getting Buffy. Zara the Slayer would be 270 out of his 500 spent, so he'd get another 220. Out of that, 220. I can math well. 230 left to spend. Zara the Slayer has strength 4. She also has stab and stakes. The Knights of Nuffle this evening also have a kicker. That can be a huge, huge help for him tonight. When he is kicking, he can try to put that ball exactly where he wants it. It can either be deep if he wants to stall the drive for a turn or two, or it can be close if he wants to try an onside kick and maybe try to recover this ball. Sunny day here to start the game. Knights of Nuffle look to be on offense. They've picked up... well, that's the other guy you can pick up. They picked up the Mighty Zug. He has block and Mighty Blow and a massive strength of 5. And there's Zara the Slayer herself. Decided to pick up a babe, as did who's he playing? As did the Masters of MAML. Masters of MAML with +1 fame advantage this evening. B.1234, welcome to the stream. 3-man defensive line for the Masters of MAML this evening. Oh, Manny faces the assassin right on the line, getting right in the face of this offense. He says, come get me, but if you leave me standing, I'm going to stab you. Stab is basically, it's a block without the block dice. You just go straight to the armor roll. And if you fail it, it's not a turnover. So it's a safe action. Oh, Knights of Nuffle on defense. What? All right, Knights of Nuffle on defense. They've got 7 players on the line, 2 wide. The 2-star player is wide, and then he's got well, 1 linebacker and a real shallow safety. Massive strength of 5 with Zug over in the left wide zone currently. Masters of MAML setting up their offense for their first drive of the game. Masters of MAML a comfortable 3-team rerolls, whereas the Knights of Nuffle only have the 2 rerolls. I would personally feel more comfortable at 3, especially on a Brett team where you've got to roll some dice just to make sure you carve out sections of the pitch, and that rolling dice means you're going to fail die rolls, and if you fail a critical die roll, that could cost you a touchdown. 30 seconds left to set up. 3 on the line, 2 in the right wide zone. Trapjaw, the number 3 lineman, and the Sorceress, one of the Witch Elves, over in the right wide zone currently. Argthil, the level 4 lineman, will be back to receive. He has sure hands and a massive AG of 5. AG 4 on a standard, you'll often hear me call it a positive AG roll. On a standard AG roll is often going to be a 2+ because you generally get a +1 just for taking the action. That means a marked AG roll where he's marked by a single player, still a 2+. It is sick. Great for ball pickups, great for dodges. Here's the kick. He looks like he's going for the shallow kick. The Knights of Nuffle got that third re-roll. Very shallow kick. He is going to try to go in and recover this ball on this first try of the game. Did I say tribe of the game? Drive of the game. The ball is on the opposing 4-yard line over in the left wide zone. Turn 1 now to the Masters of MAML. Masters of MAML with that ball so shallow, going for the pickup to start things off. Wow, failed the throw here. He's going to have to spend a re-roll. It's a 2+ catch, down to 2 re-rolls. SPB Ras says Clayface has a kicker. He does indeed have a kicker. Went for the pass, failed this pass. Very first pass of the game, second die roll of the game. And just like that, the Masters of MAML down to 2 re-rolls. He wanted to pick that ball up early and get it back to safety. Didn't feel comfortable leaving that ball so close to the line of scrimmage while taking other die rolls. He wanted to make sure he had the re-roll for that pickup and to get this ball secured. Ball now on his own 10-yard line. Blitz. 1 die blitz against Wrestle the blocker, who has Wrestle. Elects to use it. Wrestle says that if it's a both down result, you may elect to use your Wrestle skill, and if you do, both players are going to get knocked down, but there'll be no armor break and it won't be a turnover. Had to use the Wrestle skill there because He-Man has the block skill. He would not have been knocked down on the both down result. Good 3+ dodge by Skeletor to get the assist against Zara the Slayer over in the right wide zone. Frenzy follow-up block here. Wow, going for the surf on Zara. 2 die block, or I'm sorry, 1 die block, just needs a push though. That's not going to do it. He doesn't have the re-roll. Very good surf setup there. Got the assist here. Took the frenzy block here to here to here to here, and had the player here. Sorry, had the assist here. Had the player here to go for the surf. Just didn't work out because he didn't have the re-roll. Turn 1 now for the Knights of Nuffle. Knights of Nuffle have to count their blessings. They have to thank Nuffle for Zara staying on the pitch this drive. They're going to start with a 2 die block against Merman. They'll get a push out of this. Wrestle, the number 6 blocker, moves over into the right wide zone. Two die block on the Sorceress. Needs an 8+ to break armor. Doesn't get it. These Witch Elves are strong, but they are brittle. AV7 is not a lot of armor value. Two die block on the line. Gets the knockdown on Stinkor. Looking for a 9+ here. Dark Elves Probably the most resilient elf game in the elf team in the game. The mighty Zug tramples down pitch, takes a mark on Ram Man. That's Nuffle getting pretty aggressive here. They just have to be careful that they don't get left behind. If the Masters of MAML are able to break past this defense, 2-die blitz into double skulls, has to re-roll this. It's going to be a dodge push. Wow. Wow. Both teams down to 2 re-rolls for the half. Committed a lot of players to this 2-die blitz. It didn't work out. If the Masters of MAML are able to break past this defense, the Knights of Nuffle can very easily find themselves behind the ball with no real way to catch up. Doug the Minotaur says, I was hoping to see Griff. Me too. Me too. I thought it might happen in this game, but it didn't. Turn 2, Masters of MAML now. They have the ball on their own 10-yard line. They're currently marked. The ball carrier is marked by Gnarly, the number 3 blitzer. Duncan with an AG of 4 means it's just a 2+ dodge to go here, 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 or here. Offense pretty broken up at the moment, but he can try to group back up. He's going to go for the 1-die block against Homage, gets a push. Decides not to follow up here. Spent the blitz on the stand-up blitz, decided not to move. He wants to give that assist for the block against Pseudonym. Stands up Stinkor. And now the 1-die block against Rit. So there'll be no block against Pseudonym. Gets another push. And now he'll get the 2-die against Gnarly. Gets a dodge push out of this. Again, Gnarly as a blodger. Blodger means he has the block skill and the dodge skill. Only that POW, only that starburst will knock him to the ground. Oh boy, took the uphill block. Oh boy. Is he thinking about re-rolling this? The Sorceress is going to get knocked down here. Uses the wrestle skill. Probably one of the Sorcerers to remain standing, but it's better than doing the armor break against her. Another 2-die uphill block here. Goes with the both standing result. Clypheus likes where he is. Another 2-die uphill block. Has to re-roll this or else it would have been a skull. It'll be a push instead. Frenzy follow-up into a 1-die block is another push. Holy moly. And now Duncan is free. Good 3+ dodge. Leaps over the defense. Decides not to GFI. Wow, good 50-50 dodge by Skeletor as well. This is what we're talking about getting behind the defensive line, but he is far from safe in this position. We'll see if he can hold on to the ball. When you're going up against a blodger and you want him to not score, you can't just rely on the dice, because if you don't get that PAL, you won't get the knockdown. So you need to make sure your positioning is good. And if you end up with a push result, make sure you can push this player somewhere where he will be less of a threat, less of a nuisance. 2-die block on Tila. He'll get the knockdown here, doesn't break armor. Well, I can't believe it's just turn 2. It feels like it should be turn 4 with everything that has happened. It takes a second mark on the ball carrier. 2-die block, gets the PAL. Our first armor break of the game, gets a stun. Is he going to go for the Zera stab blitz? Nope. He's going to take a mark with Zera. Rit gets between Merman and Whiplash. Under a minute to play in the turn. Is it going to be a dodge with He-Man to take the Mighty Blow block? He-Man has a strength of 3. Oh, that's not even He-Man. That's Air. He-Man's the other team. 2-die block. He got the PAL. We'll see where the ball scatters. Breaks armor. Got an injury on Duncan. Well done. Oppo gets spent here. Is Duncan going to stay in the game? Doesn't feel like it, not with this long of a decision. Indeed. Duncan's out of the game. Great injury there. And it scatters into the hands of Chthonic. The Knights of Nuffle have recovered this ball on defense. Very well done. Went in for the blitz, got the PAL that he needed. Broke armor and recovered the ball. Two-die block, re-rolled into a push. Both teams down to 1 re-roll for the half. Breaks armor on number 8. Oh, He-Man, no! You can't kill He-Man! Who will save Eternia? Oppo was spent. He cannot be saved. R.I.P. He-Man. What's going to happen to the action figure line now? Two-man player advantage for the Knights of Nuffle. Did I say the Masters of MAML were going to be the bashy team? Man, oh man. Turn 3. Masters of MAML now find themselves on defense with a scattered defense. We'll see what he tries to do to recover the ball. He has 1 man on the ball carrier already. However, he is marked. He-Man was the Mighty Blow player for the Masters of MAML. Doug the Minotaur says a lot of pent-up aggression in these nights. 3 successful 2+ dodges to get the jump up block. This is not a blitz. Jump up lets you roll a die just to take a block, and he's going to surf Gnarly. Well done. 1 man player advantage for the Knights of Nuffle. See if that KO sticks. Good removal there by El Nubarino. When you take a block, you have to roll the block dice. If you knock your opponent down to the ground, or even if you get knocked down to the ground, armor dice will be rolled. It's a 2d6. Depending on the result of that, you'll make an injury roll, and depending on the result of that, you'll make a casualty roll. The casualty roll is a d6 and a d8, and if you roll a 6 on the d6, you're dead. 2-die block against Pseudonym. Thinking of wrestling to the ground here. I was going to say, he hasn't gone after Chthonic yet. Goes after Chthonic, it'll be a both standing result. That's the blitz. And now a jump up block. Chthonic's going to get pushed aside. Frenzy follow-up into a 2-die uphill. That's a both down result. It's not going to work out for the Sorceress, but it'll probably wrestle to the ground. We'll see where the ball scatters here. Yeah, no good. Wrestle means it's not a turnover, but he had nobody left to action. So even a wrestle result there, while it's good that he didn't have to roll armor on the Witch Elf, not the result he wanted. Though I suppose better than leaving the ball in the opponent's hands. He'll have to roll some dice to pick it up. 2-die block to get things started in turn 3 here for the Knights of Nuffle. Gets a defender stumbles result. If the defender has the dodge skill, then the defender will simply be pushed aside rather than being knocked down. Not going for the ball pickup yet. Takes a mark on Trapjaw. He's currently prone on the right sideline, right in front of that ref. You better not think of fouling. That ref has a keen eye. Problem is with so many elves standing, man, it can be scary. But he's got coverage on these players here. He's going to take the knockdown against Argville. He'll get a push out of this, or take the blitz against Argville, rather. It suggests he's going to try to move the ball. Move the ball, maybe. Where is he going to move the ball? He'll reposition Argville here, I suppose. And if he does that, the ball's going to end up over here. Yes, indeed. He's going to try to run the ball through this hole and get out here somewhere. And that's going to be air picking this ball up. Failed the pickup. He's going to spend the reroll. Well, will he spend the reroll? He decides not to. He says, you know what? Wherever this ball goes, I'm okay with it. Skeletor just has the AG of 3. Turn 4 now for the Masters of MAML. Really risky pickup there. Well, not risky, but the odds weren't great, I should say. Minute 20 left in turn 4. 40 seconds into the turn. Masters of MAML with no action yet. El Numerino trying to figure out how he can make this offense turned defense more effective here. He's not going to do it with a failed dodge. Failed 2+ dodge. He's going to spend his final reroll here. Failed it again. Snake eyes on the dodge roll. That'll be a turnover. Ah, you hate that. You hate that as an Elven coach. You say, I have AG4. These are 2+. It's very easy to think of those 2+ as just free. Like they should just work, but you're gonna fail them. To eat through a reroll really hurts. No rerolls left for the Masters of MAML. Lost turn. Final turn of the first quarter. The Knights of Nuffle are going to attempt to recover this ball on a 3+ pickup and probably just kind of pick up where they left off, but this time they're going to get some important blocks out of this. Here's the first. Gets a push on Skeletor, but Skeletor has sidestep. Is Numerino going to sidestep onto the potential ball carrier? He is indeed. I'm sorry, that's Chthonic with AG4. 2+ ball pickup works out. And there he goes down that hole. That's what he wanted to do last turn. Nick, the level 2 lineman, is going to keep Trapjaw in check. And then Sar comes up to mark the other side of Merman. So Merman has really nowhere to go without it being a negative dodge. Both standing result against Skeletor, because apparently Skeletor can never be knocked down. You can kill him. You know what? This proves it. Skeletor wins the war. First stab of the game with Zera. It doesn't work out. Another push result here. A dodge push against Skeletor. He'll sidestep back toward the ball. Two-die block with the mighty Zog. Both standing result. Remember, most of these dwarves have the block... Dwarves. Most of these elves have the block skill. Gets a push on Whiplash. And now the blitz for the Surf on Whiplash. Gets the PAL. That'll do it. Well done. Ball now on the Masters of MAML's 6-yard line with the Knights of Nuffle in possession. Second quarter begins. The Masters of MAML with no rerolls left for the half. They've got 4 turns to try to recover this ball and score. If they do not, they'll be on defense and down a touchdown to start the second half of this game. And then, then they're really going to have to get aggressive. They do have their cage buster, their makeshift war dancer who can has leap and has strip ball. He can and nobody on the Knights of Nuffle has sure hands, so it can be very, very effective against this team. They just need to find an opportunity to do it. No, he doesn't, because he's dead. Oh no, it was Duncan, and Duncan's gone. So he's lost his would-be war dancer. It's gonna make it that much tougher to get this ball back if he can't or to get the ball back in the second half, especially when he's going up against the high strength. He's got strength 4 in Zera, but strength 5 in Zug is huge. No pun intended, but like Zug is a powerhouse, right? Strength 3 means if you have a strength 3 player, then you need 3 assists just to get a 2-die block. Knocked down by the sorceress. 1-die block on Wrestle. Look at the knockdown here. Looking for a 9+, doesn't get it. Going after Pseudonym, gets a push. And then a good 2+ dodge by Stinkor to get on the ball. Here's a blitz. Gets a push on Rit. Probably wanted something a little better there. He wanted to end up in front of the ball carrier. He'll still try to do that, but this time with a 2+ dodge. He's got it. Five seconds left to finish up this blitzer's position and figure out what to do with the remaining Witch Elf. She's going to move down and try to cover the right wide zone. Turn 5 now for the Knights of Nuffle. I imagine Merman's going to get punched in the nose. 2-die block against Stinkor. Gets the knockdown. Very surprised he didn't blitz with Czar here. Running for daylight. 1 GFI. Does he? Yeah, 2 GFIs. Does this get him to safety? That would be why he did blitz. Really well done by Clypheus. Nobody can get to him at this point. One-die blitz against Trapjaw. A 1-die block against Trapjaw. Gets the surf. Lots of surfs in this first half. Well done. So as you can see, nobody can get to the ball carrier. They can't even mark him. So he's safe, and he will score more than likely on turn 6. But he'll try to stall it out if he can. Breaks armor on the Witch Elf. The Witch Elf is going to stay on the pitch, though. Gets a stun. Stabs Zara. AV8 means a 9+ will be needed on the stab. You rolled a 5. But he says, that's all right. I'll go for the 3-die block instead. Gets a push out of this. Turn 6 for the Masters of MAML. Well, he will have to threaten Chthonic to force the score so that the Masters of MAML can ideally have 2 turns to score. Perhaps more, depending on the kickoff event result. There's the threat with Tila. All right, that is the bare minimum he needed to do for this turn. Failed to dodge with number 11. And that'll be all he does this turn. All right, Knights of Nuffle with one reroll left. Let's see. I don't know if they want to chance anything except score, but he might. Yeah, he's going to go for the blitz first. Stab blitz. This works out. Gets a stun out of it. He will not he will not foul Skeletor. Doesn't want to risk rolling doubles. He will score. And Cathonic's gonna praise the sun. Well done, 1-0. The Knights of Nuffle take the lead. You can see just how well he carved out a segment of the pitch there, opened up a hole, was able to secure it. That's how you got to play this Brett team. You got to use Fend, Wrestle, and those 4 blitzers to their advantage. The trickiness is that they're all just really different, and it's hard to kind of make them work as a cohesive team, but Clyphus has proved he can do it time and again. El Numerino now with 2 turns to score. He can absolutely do it with this team. He could get an extra turn on a Riot. He could also lose a turn on a Riot. Knights of Nuffle going with the same formation on defense as they went on offense. Fair enough. He does have 2 players, instead of having them wide in the wide zones, he's pulled them in as tight ends. That's fine. No secondary. Wow. We'll see if El Numerino can try to break free. Oh, you're right. You're right. I keep looking at this formation and I'm like, this is an offensive formation. Well, what do I know? Because he scored. Numerino putting 4 up on the line and 2 in either wide zone, way out wide as they can go. SB Beaver says, I believe he's going with the best defense is a great offense. El Marino is going to leave just 3 players on the line. That's all he needs to do. He can have a max of 2 in either wide zone. You have to put at least 3 here. You can have a max of 2 in these spaces. Everything else is fair game. $15 seconds left to set up. Masters of MAML with 2 back to receive. Remember that the Knights of Nuffle have a kicker. I think that means the Masters of MAML have to keep 2 back to receive. Otherwise, the Knights of Nuffle are just going to kick the ball to where the receiver is not. Here's the kick. And it's a blitz. Oh, that is not what the Masters of MAML wanted to see. Everyone who's everyone who's not marked is gonna get to go. Boy, that would have been great for an onside kick. This is gonna limit the Masters of MAML's options pretty significantly here. If the Knights of Nuffle swoop in this side of the line. But we'll see what he wants to do. We'll see what he wants to do. I'd be a little skittish. I'd want to have some coverage. I'd want a secondary, first of all. I'd want to have some coverage on these players and these players. But Clypheus got real aggressive in the first drive. He could do it again here. He could pull in this side of the line. He could pull it in this way, and then really just force El Numerino to roll dice that he's not going to want to roll. Force him to either swing out this way for a pass, or just kind of Hail Mary the pass. "25 seconds left." You can see Clef is really, really deliberating, thinking what he wants to do. Looks like he might be trying to go in here. Gets the knockdown on Stinkor. Plenty of movement left with Rit the Blitzer. Rit's the blocker blitzer. Yeah, takes a mark on Merman. Looks like he is going to swing this defense in. He only has 5 seconds left to take actions. Oh, he tried to GFI. He's got a reroll left, does he? Yeah, he's got a reroll left. He's going to spend it. Fail the GFI. Oh, no. Oh, he got KO'd. So really all he accomplished there was just, I mean, he did mark Merman. I guess that's fine, but Rit will probably find himself out of position. And he ended up losing a player. We'll see if he comes back in the second half. Oh boy. Stab works out against Zara, and Zara stunned, not assassinated by number 11. Assassin versus Slayer. Has the 2-die block against Rit. He has Wrestle as well. And there you can see he's sending receivers down pitch on the left side of the pitch, which means he'll probably pass to the right. If he were to pick up with Whiplash and pass from here, he'd want to pass rather than GFI to the handoff, because A, the pass and the handoff would each be a 2+, but B, the handoff would come with two GFIs, right? So you're basically tripling the danger. Wow, sending everybody down pitch, not sending the ball down pitch doesn't feel to be safe. He'll try to keep the ball protected over in the right wide zone here for a turn. He's trying to force Clypheus to move players back to cover. But that supposes that the ball carrier will end up being safe. This will be a wrestle down. Still has Furlane to move, the number 12 lineman. Has Russell and Dodge. Going for the blitz on Furlane. Oh my goodness, 1-die blitz into a push. Scary, scary, scary. And then marks with the Furlane. Didn't follow up. Wanted to mark in this spot instead. And now he's going for the 2+ ball pickup. Works out. And that'll be the turn. Turn 7 back to the Knights of Nuffle. Is he thinking about GFI? He says, no, I saw how that went. No, thank you. No rerolls left for either coach. Both coaches hoping the other fails a reroll here in these final turns of the first half. 2-die block by Skeletor gets a POW on Homage. Second 2-die block against Manny Faces. This is the assassin. Will get the knockdown. Needs an 8+ to break armor. Doesn't get it. Stands up Rit. Rit will mark Stinkor. Clypheus obviously has to worry about the ball carrier. And then there are 4 potential receivers down pitch. That's a lot of players to consider. If he can somehow get on the ball, that would be what he would prefer. But I don't think he's really going to be able to do that effectively. He's got coverage on Ram Man. This isn't the most effective spot to be to prevent the dodge, but at least you're marking the ball, or you're marking the player to give a negative modifier to the catch. That's really all he needs. He's marked the sorceress as well, but what's going to happen to Pseudonym? Is he going for the blitz on the ball carrier? He is going for the blitz on the ball carrier. Worked out with Dauntless with the 1-die blitz, but he, got a skull, and that's going to leave Trapjaw wide open to score if this ball can get in the hands of Trapjaw. If Nuffle wills it, it'll happen. Turn 8 for the Masters of MAML now. It would be a short pass into the hands of Trapjaw. He could GFI to make it a quick pass. I have no words. Nuffle, Nuffle, please. So he was trying to increase his odds here with Argthil with the AG5. And it was just the 2+ catch, but he didn't have the reroll. The catch failed. And now the Masters of MAML are just not going to be able to score. The AG5 would have ended up ultimately making that a 2+ catch, a 2+ pass to a 2+ catch, and then Trapjaw would have had to GFI in to score. I understand the plan, but man, with no rerolls, I don't want to roll dice, right? So I think I just would have gone for the short pass. But, that could also account for why I'm not in the Blood Bowl. 2-9 block on Stinkor. He's just looking for removals here. He doesn't get it. just to add insult to injury, the Knights of Nuffle are going to recover this ball in turn 8. They're not going to be able to do anything with it. 2-9 block. They got the PAL on Ram Man. Can he get a 9+? They cannot. Does he still have his blitz? Yeah, no, he doesn't have his blitz, so that'll be the turn. Or that'll be the half, rather. 1-0, the Knights of Nuffle are going to be in the lead. They'll be on offense to start the second half of this game. Oh, he's going to foul? What? Going for the foul on Skeletor. Didn't work out. Didn't get called off the pitch, though. One to 0. Oh, I feel for El Nuvarino there. El Nuvarino now on the Masters of MAML to set up on defense. It's going to be 11v11 on the pitch. Both teams back up to their full complement of rerolls, but this is it for the rest of the game, barring any kickoff events. 3 for the Masters of MAML, 2 for the Knights of Nuffle. So the Knights of Nuffle, they're going to play sort of their standard ball game at this point. They're in the lead. They'll be on offense. They'll play it conservative. They'll try to cage up. They'll try to move that ball down pitch. But if push comes to shove, so to speak, you can bet those high-strength players are going to be near the ball, and he'll just be leveraging that strength to just keep the Masters of MAML away from the ball. They've lost their leap strip ball player, so that leap cage break is no longer a threat. Masters of MAML with 3 on the line. I doubt we'll see any more than that. This is it for the Masters of MAML. They have 11 players left who aren't injured. Any more removals that stick, such as KOs that don't re-roll back in, they won't be replaced. Masters of MAML electing to screen out the Knights of Nuffle. Sets up a bit of a V formation here at mid-pitch. Now the Knights of Nuffle to set up their offense. Masters of MAML do not have a kicker. The Knights of Nuffle can get away with a single receiver should they want to. That is almost certainly going to be Chthonic. ButChthonic's going to have to stay well protected. That AV7, there's a big gap between AV7 and AV8. On a 2d6, there are many more ways to roll 8 and higher than there are to roll 9 or higher. And so AV7 is fairly brittle. .45 seconds left to set up for the Knights of Nuffle. They have a 5-man offensive line right now. Zara the Slayer at center, leading the charge. The Mighty Zug in the right guard position. 6 players on the line now with Zar. Nope, Zar being pulled back off into a back. 2 in either wide zone, but well off the line of scrimmage. He wants to keep these players, in position to just protect the ball. Ball will scatter 1 extra space. Wow. Masters of MAML politely kick the ball right next to Chthonic. Turn 9 underway. Chthonic with an MA of 7 can get right up to the line of scrimmage should he choose to. I imagine he will not choose to. He'll probably stay behind his offensive line. And we'll see if the Masters of MAML use that opportunity to enclose the offense. Good stab to start off with Zara. Gets a stun out of it. Two-die block by the by Air, the #1 blitzer. Gets a good knockdown. Two-die block on the left defensive tackle. This will be a dodge push against Verlaine. That's all the blocks. 1 blitz left. Takes a mark on Trapjaw. Over on the left side of the line. He's the, we'll call him the left outer linebacker. The Mighty Zug marking Ram Man and Whiplash. That's another very strong component of high strength. AV5 means you can mark multiple people very effectively. Hank the Ranger asked, does Skeletor count as undead for Zera's stakes? He really should. Hasn't been a whole lot of opportunity to use stakes in this league. There was my team, which was an undead team. Well, I guess there were 2 necro teams, weren't there? Wrestle Blitz against the assassin. Many faces over in the left wide zone. Going for the 2+ pickup. That works out. Ball in the hands of Chthonic. And this ball, he will go to the line of scrimmage. He goes all the way up to his own 2-yard line. He'll cage up here. Just shy of the GFI. Turn 9. First turn of the second half for the Masters of MAML. They are down by a touchdown. They're looking for a means to recover this ball. They've lost a real key player for them with Duncan being surfed. Real good surf by the Knights of Nuffle. Duncan, the leap strip ball player. That would have been an excellent tool for the Masters of MAML. Didn't work out here. They'll have to make do without him. Two-die block against Sar, the number 5 blocker. He'll get a knockdown here. One minute, 7 seconds to go. Stands up Merman, the number 11 lineman. Plenty of time left in this turn. Deciding where he wants his defense to be. He's set up to screen out the Knights of Nuffle, so conceivably he was worried about the pass. I think really he just needs to be concerned about the run. I don't think the Knights of Nuffle are going to risk losing this ball to something like a pass. Pass being one of the most risky actions in the game of Blood Bowl. I think the Masters of MAML really need to stop the run and start trying to find a way to crack the cage open. They've got plenty of time to do it. They're a fast team, so if they're able to do it, they'll be able to score in just a couple of turns, typically. Two-die block. He'll get a wrestle out of this. Oh, got to push because he's got frenzy, and then he gets a knockdown. Well done. Very well done. Good use of the Juggernaut there. Frenzy block. Gets the knockdown. Repositions the Sorceress. Encroaching on the Knights of Nuffle territory here. Wrestles down Knack, the number 13 lineman. Knack wrote a video game named after himself. Good 2+ dodge to get the 2-die block on Mighty Zug. Well done. Strength 4 +1. Well, +2 rather. Strength 4 here, +1 +1. Good 2+ dodge by Trapjaw, and that's the turn. Turn 10 now for the Mites of Nuffle? The Knights of Nuffle. Mighty Zug stands right back up. Goliath is standing up his players first. Standing up doesn't cost you any dice. Doesn't risk a turnover. So it's one of the first things you typically do. After that, you'll take any movements that you might want to take, and then you start rolling dice. Typically from your least risky to your most risky. But your opponent knowing this knowing that you want to do this, will try to force you into the situations where you're going to have to change that order up and maybe take some risks that you don't want to take. Might try to blitz Ram Man. Ram Man is a blodger. He just need a push out of it. Yeah, I think he wants to stay close to Zug. Stay close to Zug. Have have Zera close by as well. Yes, indeed. Keep that strength working to your advantage. Tight cage. He shifts over to the right side of the line. Stands up Knack. Going for the blitz on Stinkor. 2-die blitz. He'll get the knockdown. Looking for a 9+. He won't follow up. Doesn't get the 9+. And that'll fill in his cage. I'll probably advance Knave down pitch. Or he might shift him to the left. We'll see. .24 seconds to go in turn 10 for the Knights of Nuffle. They've got this ball. It is up to the Masters of MAML to try to take it out of their hands. The Knights of Nuffle have the ball. They have the lead. This is the final game of the season for both of these coaches and the penultimate game of the season, period. The winner of tonight's game will finish the season out in 3rd place overall. The loser will be in 4th place. Not a bad place to be. All 5 coaches that have advanced to the Blood Bowl, excellent coaches in their own right. They've all played their teams in different ways, lots of different races represented, lots of different play styles, strategies, and tactics, and really, really excellent play. It's been a lot of fun to see. Failed stab by the assassin. Needed a 9+. It's didn't work out against Homage, the number 8 blocker over in the left wide zone. The big reason why stab is so much fun is because it's not a turnover. You can just take a stab and keep on going. If it doesn't work, no problem. Looks like he's going to try to get the knockdown on Mighty Zug. He's got a 2-die blitz currently, if he takes it with Whiplash. Good 2+ dodge by Argthil. Gets out of the left wide zone, moves back to center pitch. So the Masters of MAML are trying to get these blocks off, as we talked about in the pregame. Breaks armor. Gets a stun. This could be a good stun if he can capitalize on it. Gets the stun on Air, the number 1 blitzer. Blitzer's the most expensive pieces on a Brett team. Man, if you like JRPGs, the remake of Star Ocean 2 is absolutely phenomenal. Star Ocean, the second story R, is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Taking the 2-die block on Zera, a 2-die blitz on Zera, gets a KO, removes Zera, well done. Deciding to go after Zera instead of Zug, got the removal. And now he's cracked this cage. Doug the Minotaur says, Star Ocean was my jam back in the day. Yeah, I love Star Ocean. I'm replaying Star Ocean 3, and of course, Star Ocean Second Story R just came out, and I'm playing that and having an absolute blast. Yeah. All the different characters, like some of which you might not ever see, right? Unless you just do something goofy. It's so much fun. Oh no, another death! You killed the peasant knave! Oh, that's not the replay. But that's a fun one to watch. Okay, cool. Turn 11 for the Knights of Nuffle. Second death of the game. He-Man and Knave. One death apiece for both teams. Two-die block by the mighty Zug. Gets a push against Stinkor. Why would you follow up against Stinkor? He doesn't smell very good. Yeah, I played, for the first time, I played Star Ocean First Departure R. I played the First Departure on the PSP, and I played the original Star Ocean on the Super Famicom a little bit later then, after that. But I never played First Departure R. And they added they added a character from later games in the series to that, which I thought was kind of neat. Gets a push against the sorceress. These witch elves, very, very good pieces, but that AV7, boy, it's scary every time they're the recipient of a block. "30 seconds ago in turn 11, the Knights of Nuffle still in pretty solid control of this ball. Ball is currently marked. Looking for a way to make the ball safe. I imagine. Oh, wow. He's going to take the blitz on Stinkor. He's going to rely on AG4 with Chthonic to dodge out sideways. Gets the knockdown. Well done. So it looks like he's going to position the ball carrier on the opposing 4-yard line. Ooh, ooh, scary. Scary, scary, scary. Good 2+ dodge. And there he goes. Ball on the opposing 4-yard line now. Takes a 1-die block against Furlane. Gets a dodge push out of this. There was a character in the first Star Ocean, like a werewolf kid. And I remember getting him the first time I played it. And then when I played First Departure R, he's like in the arena, and I fought him, and then he just pieced out. He was like, thanks for fighting, and left. So I don't know what you need to do to get him in your party. But I was looking forward to that, and I fought him, and he's just like, cool fight, see you later. Turn 11 for the Masters of MAML now. One-man player advantage for the Masters of MAML. They have 3 rerolls left. He's trying desperately to get at this ball. If the Knights of Nuffle are able to score, he'll be in a world of hurt here. Good 2+ dodge by Tila. Takes a mark on Chthonic. He'll be going after this ball in some way, shape, or form. Here it comes. 2-die blitz on the ball carrier. Rerolls. He wants the POW. He got the POW. Can he get the 8+? We'll see where the ball scatters. Doesn't get to the 8+. Doesn't break armor. Scatters into the hands of Whiplash, but a tough catch to make there. And boy, that ball is up for grabs right now. Well done by El Nubarino to get the ball out of the hands of the Knights of Nuffle. Oh, but rolls double skulls here, and that's going to be a turnover. Turn 12 for the Knights of Nuffle. We'll see if they can recover here. Lots of elves surrounding that ball right now. Knights of Nuffle with 2 rerolls left for the game. Or at the very least for the half. Well, it'll be for the game one way or another. Two-die block by the Mighty Zug. The Mighty Zug gets a push here against Whiplash. That's 1 elf off the ball. Moves in Wrestle the Blocker. Wrestle the Blocker who has Wrestle. This ball's up for grabs now. This ball recovery is going to turn this game, at least for a couple of turns, from a strategic game to a more tactical one here as they try to position, block, push, try to get increase their odds to get on this ball and to recover it and to make it secure. Once they make it secure, they can start thinking back on a strategic level as to how to move the ball forward. 50-50 dodge on the stand-up blitz. It's a both standing result unless he spends the reroll. He's going to spend it, and it's a dodge push. But he has tackle. He breaks armor, pushes onto the ball. The ball scatters into the hands of Chthonic with his nerves of steel. Oh my God. I, I hate computers with every ounce of my soul. With every ounce of my soul. I'm real sorry about that. I had to reboot and nothing works, and this happens from time. You know what? Don't don't buy gamer peripherals. They are the biggest pieces of trash. Don't buy them. Don't buy anything from Razer or Logitech or Elgato. Just buy an Amazon keyboard and an Amazon mouse. Oh, they're the worst. My stuff still isn't working. Oh, we're back here. Turn 14. It looks like that's enough. We'll recover the ball. So every now and again, something happens. I don't know what it is, but my Elgato devices are now just not working at all. I gotta figure out what's going on, but we'll do that after the game. That's right. It's just the big brain play. Why go for Logitech and Razer? We could go for Amazon, baby. Well, turn 14. Apparently, some stuff happened. The Knights of Nuffle have recovered the ball. Oh, man. Two die blitz re-rolls this. No more re-rolls left for the Knights of Nuffle. They get the knockdown on Stinkor. Ball in the hands of Chthonic on the Masters of MAML's 12-yard line right now. Chthonic currently in scoring position. A GFI will do it. There it is. 2-0. The Knights of Nuffle increase their lead. Well done, whatever you did, Clypheus. Yes, praise the sun indeed. So the Masters of MAML are going to find themselves down 2 touchdowns with just a handful of turns left in the ball game. Knights of Nuffle are going to recover Zera the Slayer. You can't knock out Zera. Once again, the Masters of MAML are on offense. 4 drives in the game. The Masters of MAML have been on offense for 3 of them. They're going to have 3 turns to score here, but they need to score twice, and it's not looking good. Oh, I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed that nothing's working. I'm so annoyed. I've never had any luck with this stuff. I used to be like loyal to Logitech, and then you know how they have that like stupid software that runs to like get like macros and extra keys and lights and dumb stuff working. Uh, that software is always written by imbeciles. So like the Logitech software, I ran into a point where a bug where it would check for updates and it would update on the next time the app was launched. So what it would do is check for an update and says, oh, I need to update. And if I need to update, well, I'll update when, oh, bribes will be fun. If I need to update, I'll just wait to do it until the next time the app runs, which is typically would be when you reboot the computer. But what I discovered was if it logs that it needs to update and then you reboot into having no network connection, the software wouldn't work at all. And then your peripherals just would not run. It was awful. So I found myself a couple of times rebooting while the internet was out, and I couldn't use my keyboard or mouse. It was so ridiculous. So then I said, you know what? I'm done. And one day, literally on a day, I just bought a bunch of Razer equipment, threw away the Logitech equipment, but the Razer Synapse software is just as bad. And the Elgato software, not much better. So just buy a normal keyboard. Assassin stabs Zara the Slayer gets a stun over on the right side of the line. GFI has to take a mark on Tila. They're on the same team. GFI is to move down pitch a little bit further. I don't even know how I'm going to change scenes. I'm going to have to like go into the software and do it there. .40 seconds left in turn 14. The Masters of MAML throwing players down pitch as receivers. It's what he's got to do to score as quickly as possible. Good pickup by Argthil. But remember, the Knights of Nuffle have a kicker, so they were able to kick that ball really deep. They want to just eat up as many turns as possible. They have a 2-turn lead. It's going to be real hard for the Masters of MAML to try to get a tie out of this and go to overtime, but the Knights of Nuffle just want to ensure as much as they can that it's not going to happen. Zara stab blitz. No stab. Just going to go for the one die. Gets a push on Nick. Turn 15 for the Knights of Nuffle. So when this has happened before, whenever this happens, like my peripherals just stop. Well, specifically, the keyboard stops working, and then just like the letter S gets sent to Windows, just forever. Everything's an S, and there's nothing I can seem to do. So I just have to reboot the computer. It's so obnoxious. Knights of Nuffle continuing to apply pressure here. Marks Tila, who's down pitch, potential receiver. Marks Whiplash with Mighty Zug as well. Bootbella says, I've seen Dwarves score from farther back. Yes, indeed we have. Doug the Minotaur with his Dwarven's team had a full pitch touchdown this season. End to end. 26 spaces. We've seen at least 2. We've seen Doug the Minotaur do it with his Dwarven team. I did it with a human team. I think that's all we've seen in the league so far. Two-die blitz. I'm using different key macros here, so it's hard to keep everything working. Gets a push, gets per lane. He was looking for the knockdown, didn't get it, so he'll follow up to keep for lane marked. 2-die block against Manny faces the assassin, gets a push here as well. Turn 15 for the Masters of MAML now. 2 turns to try to get on the board here. They need 2 touchdowns. It's not looking like it's going to happen, but I've seen miracles happen before. Let's go. Argthil moves forward. AG5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a long pass to Trapjaw right now with AG5 if he wants. Trapjaw currently marked, however. He's going to do it. Here's the long pass. Failed the catch. He'll spend a reroll here. It's a 3+ catch. He's got the catch. Well done. I would save the replay, but I don't have keys for it anymore. It's a 2+ dodge to a GFI to score. Let's see it happen. Very well done. Touchdown. I was plugging things back in. Sorry. Hooray, score! Very well done by El Numerino to get on the board here. 1 turn left in this game. Each team will have a turn 16 here, unless there's a riot. Then we'll get an extra turn. The Masters of MAML can conceivably get this ball back and try to score. All right, we'll see if there we go. I reinitialized the stream decks. There we go. Knights of Nuffle to be on offense here. SB Beaver says, is there a 1-turn touchdown from defense? No. 1-man player advantage for the Knights of Nuffle here. 1 turn to go. Neither team with any rerolls. The Masters of MAML down a touchdown. They're hoping for a miracle from Nuffle here to try to score. It's only going to happen if there's a riot, and even then, boy, is that an uphill battle. 5-man line for the Knights of Nuffle, 2 in either wide zone. I don't think he wants to kick too shallow here, but he doesn't have a kicker, so it's really not up to him. If he kicks shallow, I'd be afraid of the punt. He's going to want all the action to happen down here. .30 seconds left to set up in what may very well be the final drive of the season for both of these coaches. Here's the kick. Will Nuffle grant us a riot? He will not. The Masters of MAML will get an extra reroll. The ball's going to go right in the hands of Homage. There's really nothing they can do at this point. Knights of Nuffle are going to win this one 2-1. They will end their season in third place. They've done a very, very, very good job. Both coaches have done an excellent job. The Knights of Nuffle, the Spike Magazine Trophy runner-up, Masters of MAML, Dungeon Bowl champions. The Knights of Nuffle, or I'm sorry, Clypheus rather, is the current league champion. We're going to crown a new one in our upcoming finals. These two coaches have proven themselves time and time again to be executive. You know what? Not only are they excellent, but also executive coaches. Excellent coaches. I think I had the word superlative in my head. Excellent coaches. I would be tickled just to be in the Blood Bowl at all. And here they are duking it out to be third best in the entire league. Well played by, but wow, look at that armor break. Man, you're not waking up from that. You're not stunned. You're in the ER. That's where you are. Both these coaches should be really proud of how they played all season, how they played in this game. It's been a blast to watch them play. It's been a blast to play against them, in fact. Going for the GG foul here. Didn't break any armor. Final turn of this ball game. The Masters of MAML will finish their season in fourth place. Congratulations to them. Not a whole lot to do here. Fel Nubarino returns for season 4. We'll see who he picks up for the season, what race he's going to play. Same with Clypheus as well. Clypheus has picked up an eclectic set of teams so far in the league. He's played Brett, he's played Goblins, he's played Halflings. He's played a lot of fun teams. You know what? I'd honestly like to see Clypheus pick up like an S tier team. Just like give him a team that is just like undead or something. Like give him undead. Or give him dwarves, or give him like, you know what? No, I'll tell you what I want. I want to see Clypheus play a kill team. I want to see Clypheus play chaos. That's what I want to see. El Nubarino play as, so Clypheus has played different teams throughout the season. El Nubarino will stick with the team and then play it through the season, and I'd love to see him pick up a team. You know what? Who would I want to see El Nubarino play next? I want to see El Nubarino. Who do I want to see El Nubarino play next? I don't know. I kind of want to see him play Chaos too. Oh, you know what? Actually, that's a great suggestion, Tini Esperanto. I think I want to see him play Amazons. I think he'd be a great Amazon coach. I'd love to see that. Amazons, I think, at least in this version of the rules, I think Amazon's pretty good. All right, that's going to do it for this game. 2-1. Knights of Nuffle are going to win this game. Statistics for the ball game. The Knights of Nuffle had dominated ball possession this evening. They kind of put on a clinic tonight. I thought the Masters of MAML would be the bashy team. Turns out the Knights of Nuffle were you know what? They both bashed pretty hard, I thought. SPP for the evening, 12 for the Masters of MAML, 15 for the Knights of Nuffle. Not a bad pickup. It is, of course, their final game of the season. And let me see if the brackets work. Let's see if that got messed up. We'll see it together. Hey, it works. Okay, great. The Knights of Nuffle are going to end up in third place. They're going to be behind. That's kind of catching the Dinner Bell Darlings. And that game will be the final game of the season. We're finally here. That's going to be scheduled shortly. Masters of MAML are going to end up in fourth place with, of course, Artificial Bunnies, Mootland Scout Troop number 079, a halfling team. Oh, God help us. We'll end the season in fifth place. What a fun season it's been. The finals are all that's left to be scheduled. It's going to be Dark Elf versus Dwarfs. It's going to be super fun. It's going to be a run back of the Chaos Cup Championship. I can't wait to watch it. And I can't wait for it to get scheduled. When that game gets scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to that schedule on our website at maml.club. That's MAML.CLUB. Here on Twitch or on our social media pages on Twitter, Mastodon, and Facebook. You can listen to our podcast, Mammal Talk, in your favorite podcast app, and you can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. Play Blood Bowl, because at least playing it, it's a lot of fun, and you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about your stream just dying. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 2 and Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, and you can even play it in tabletop form at your friendly local game store. Until the Blood Bowl 3 championship match, take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and don't forget to sit back your clocks. I don't know why we say that, because who sets back clocks anymore? They're all automatic. Have a good night, everybody.